Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. We are live, take two, with Raiz, my beard lawyer. We're here to talk about Diddy Gates. It's on again. We have some new updates regarding Diddy Gate. I want to go through some of the new filings. We have our beard lawyer here to talk. And I also want to talk about this topic. Everyone in the chat's been waiting for me to talk about it. Did Justin Bieber drop a diss track? Is he about to? You know what, Raiz? I'm not going to keep bearing the lead. The answer is no. There he is. All you guys can leave now. He didn't. But what is this? There's a TikTok that's going viral. You ready for this? Now, I mean, I guess it's possible. I looked it up, and even Snopes says it's unproven. But I want you to hear this diss track, Raiz. You tell me. You think this is real, or you think this is dumb AI, someone trying to clickbait us all? Here it is. Here's the alleged Justin Bieber Diddy diss track.
Lost myself at a Diddy party. Didn't know that's how it goes. I was in it for a new Ferrari, but it cost me way more than my soul. Wasn't worth all the fortune and fame. All the girls never walked in the same. Signed the paper so he never has to ever say sorry. Lost myself at a Diddy party.
Now, whoever made that, bravo. It's clearly AI bullshit, guys. Come on.
Clearly. You know what,
I got myself a Ferrari. Come on. Who's buying this? This is so cheesy. It's funny.
Andy, they did a nice job. Whatever sample that they used to derive his voice, it's got the inflection. It's got the classic Bieber, voice breaks. Totally fake, but totally a good job. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm not buying it, but a lot of people are. And so, yes, there's all this talk about Bieber's dropping a diss track. Look, I guess he could. I don't think it would be this obvious if he did. I think that'd be very weird for him to drop. It would be huge. But no, this is clearly an AI Bieber, and it's happening all over the place. And I'm curious, like, how legally can artists do anything about this? Like, can Bieber try to say, shut this down, as they're trying to justify this as a Bieber track?
Yeah, what's interesting is Justin Bieber is famous and popular enough that I think he would have a fair claim that, they're using my image and likeness and my voice, and it's an impersonation. It's also likely a derivative work. I didn't recognize the beat, if it's a novel beat or if it's actually derived from another Justin Bieber song. This might come as a surprise, but I don't listen to a lot of Justin Bieber. But I think that Justin could probably, enjoin people, if he wanted to prevent them from using his name and actually purporting it to be a real song. Now, if it was done as satire, I think he would have a much more difficult time getting it taken down. But welcome to the wild world of AI, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, one could say this is a clear, to me, this seems like a joke.
I don't think ever that Justin Bieber will ever write a song about his personal experiences with P. Diddy, because he's probably jeopardizing a lot. I think he's too entangled with whatever went down historically to call attention to himself on this.
Or traumatized.
Or traumatized, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's weird. The last clip we had, and I don't want to keep picking on Bieber, actually. I know everyone likes to pick on Bieber. I got no problem with some of his new music is pop music. It is what it is.
He's a good singer. But I mean, say what you want to say about him. The guy can sing. He works,
good producers. Yeah, I mean, he can put together a good pop song. I can't knock the guy. And he was famous really young and taken advantage of really young. And so I do think, I have empathy for him, and I can sort of see it now, just like the struggle of him trying to find himself, religion, family, like things that he seems to try to want to mature himself and slow down and be a better person. I know he struggled with some health crisis and stuff. I don't have a hate for Bieber. I really don't. But I agree with you. I just don't see him ever coming forward. And even if he was doing something at that time with Diddy, to me, my aim would be at Diddy, not him. He's a kid. That's the problem. Like, he didn't really have a choice. And Diddy seemed to allow it. There's a clip we saw of him getting that Ferrari where Diddy's 48 hours with him. It's really creepy. We've played it where he's like, let's go get some girls with a 15-year-old kid. That's weird. Terrible. It's gross. And it's one of the main things that I think a lot of people have been jumping on to aim their furor at Diddy. And I think fairly. Do you agree?
100% fairly. Look, I think anytime adults are in awe of celebrities, right? And P. Diddy at the time that he's running around with Justin Bieber, we've seen the clips. You can't make it up. imagine a 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kid seeing P. Diddy saying, hey, I'm going to take you under my wing and I'm going to make you a big superstar. What are you going to do? The real criticism is on Justin Bieber's parents, I think, or any minor child's parents, to just send your kids to, I don't know if you want to call this P. Diddy camp or what you want to call it, but like, what were their parents thinking? This guy's a total stranger. I don't know. Maybe they knew P. Diddy really, really well, or they thought they did, but it seems really strange to me.
So, I mean, yeah, my hatred isn't at Bieber. And to answer the question, I think this is fake. And I don't think Bieber, judging how Bieber is now, I think he's being way more careful. I don't see him doing any sort of diss tracks. However, Snopes doesn't say this is false. It's unproven. He Lost Myself at a Diddy Party is the track. It's been all over TikTok.
Which is hilarious, by the way.
And Lost Myself at a Diddy, didn't know how that's how it'd go. I was in it for a new Ferrari, but it cost me way more than my soul. I mean, come on. He's not writing that ever in real life. Wasn't worth all the fortune and fame. Come on, this is ridiculous. Lost Myself as a Diddy. I mean, it should be our theme song here for Diddygate. But no, I don't believe this. There's no concrete evidence to substantiate the existence of the song. No confirmation from credible sources. They reached out to Bieber's management. No immediate reply. And so, yeah, they can't confirm or deny. But this track to me sure as hell seems like nonsense. And I'm going to hit the button. I'm hitting it. Debunked. There's no way that's a Bieber track, and I don't think he's gonna. So hate to break all your bubbles, but no, there's no diss track. Now, while I have you, quick for this main topic, I don't know if you got to see this. We can go through it a bit again, but I wanted to talk more about this declaration from Rodney Jones. We went over this yesterday in my video. The big takeaway I wanted to talk about today, and I can talk more broadly with you as well, but look, he makes this accusation that the record labels funded the trafficking and these, Diddy parties and stuff. How does one figure that out? Like this, we can go through this filing I want, but I wanted your legal, advice. When the feds do this and they're doing their stuff, could they find those additional people and serve them as well? You think, is that going to be part of this process of Universal or Motown, people who are alleging in some of these suits that were at these parties, were with these ex-workers, were funding those ex-workers? What do you predict will happen regarding the music industry and the connections and ties to Diddy?
Well, remember, there's the civil case with Rodney Jones for all the listeners, right? The civil case, and then there's the investigation, which is likely to lead to some sort of prosecution by Homeland Security and the feds. The feds raided his home, right? As what you have on the screen explains, has nothing to do with the civil case. They're two different buckets. So if we look at what the feds have, right? The feds have pretty much carte blanche access. What I anticipate is going to happen, Andy, is I think they're going to definitely exercise subpoena power based on whatever information they have in their custody now. Last time we talked about how long that might take, right? But who knows? I mean, they might go through these hard drives, tapes, whatever they have, computers, laptops. They have to access it. They have to dice the information, check for credibility, check for foundation of the evidence, and then they're going to start for sure shoveling through that. I think it's just a question of time. And I absolutely think that they're going to start speaking with, other celebrities, other recording artists, other labels, whoever's name pops up, they're absolutely going to interview them. 100% they will.
Did you get a chance to look through it, or do you want me to give you a quick recap of what this is? Do you know the latest? This was the follow-up complaint he did to basically say, look, I'm not full of crap, because a lot of people were saying that it was, not filed correctly. And as he makes it clear here, I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States proceeding to be true and correct. I understand that if I unintentionally lie, that I'd be subject to punishment. And in this, he details more. And the biggest revelation being this: I have hundreds of hours of audio and video recordings and photos of incidents that I detail in my first proposed second amended complaints. Now, I know you've been, catching up and up, but do you think this was wise of them to put out to sort of reaffirm and put more stable footing and like, no, I'm not just an ambulance chaser trying to get a quick cash grab? Do you think this sort of follow-up declaration, sworn statement, is a smart move?
Well, it's not only a smart move, but I think it was their only move in light of the huge pushback. I mean, few weeks ago, we saw Sean Coombs's lawyer light up Mr. Blackburn, right? Rodney Jones's lawyer, basically saying this guy's essentially calling him a scam artist, not using those words, basically saying you file these big public lawsuits to get a quick settlement, but there's no substance, right? So this is your only move, because as civil litigation happens, you file a complaint, you don't start seeing evidence typically until discovery, unless there's hearings and motions being filed like this one, where you have an affidavit or a declaration by the plaintiff, which is considered valuable evidence, right? It's the same as testifying in court when you fill out a declaration like this and file it. So it is worth something, for sure.
Yeah, as we went through it today, and I could go through some of this more, I want to catch up with you guys, but this to me was pretty, I think, important. Because yeah, as you said, right, it's like they were starting to seem a little bit uncredible. And I think this helped a lot. I mean, this threat here of the hundreds of hours of video and audio, I mean, that's a pretty scary threat if you're Diddy, right? If you're Diddy's attorney at that point, you must be asking your client, like, is this true? What do they have, right? Are those conversations you think that are currently being had in order for them to sort of prep this?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you're saying to prep the second proposed amended
for Diddy's
complaint?
Response of like, I am only can imagine he's still talking to lawyers right now preemptively, right? Even before there are charges, I would think there's lawyers in his camp that he's having conversations with to sort of know what do I do if this or this happens, right? Do you think that's something that's happening?
100%. I mean, look, if P. Diddy is smart, okay, he's going to tell his lawyer where the skeletons are buried. He's going to say, this is what I did. This is what happened. Because in order to mount a defense, particularly in civil court, your lawyer just needs to know the facts, right? I mean, particularly in a high profile case like this, you can't defend against unknowns. And so your client has to be candid with you that, look, there's this and this of me on video doing XYZ with ABC person. So 100% they've been preparing. And you know, we saw very early, right, P. Diddy pacing when news broke some weeks ago about this federal raid. Well, he's doing the same thing in his lawyer's office. We just don't see it on tape, right? There's pacing. When somebody says in an affidavit like this, that I have hundreds of hours of audio and video recordings, and you file that in court under the penalty of perjury, okay? You better have that. And right. Remember, lawyers draft these things. I mean, we rely on our clients, right, Andy? Like, the client's telling him, I have this. Now, again, I don't know Blackburn as in terms of skill set, but before I file that in court under the penalty of perjury for my client, I want to make damn sure that the video and audio exists, right? So it's a damning piece of evidence. This affidavit is a damning piece of evidence, without a question.
So Diddy's sweating. Our Diddygate coverage continued. We had Beard Lawyer here, Reyes. Thank you so much for being here. You can follow him over on Instagram, YouTube. Beard Lawyer, beard.lawyer, I think on YouTube, right? Go follow him there. Give him a follow. Interesting insight. We talked a lot more. Also recollected some stuff about the OJ case. Fascinating full stream. If you missed it, become a member on our Patreon. You'll be able to see it, the logo at the end or down in the description of my link tree. Join, follow him, follow here. Thank you all for watching. We got so much more coming. We have a live over on Popcorn Palace tomorrow with Samantha Markle and her lawyer. They're still going after Megan. They are filing an appeal. We're going to have them live in studio tomorrow on Popcorn Palace. Join us there. So much more coming. Reyes, thank you for being here. Please come back. Any final thoughts or words from you?
Just stay tuned. There's a lot more to come out of this.
Well said. Thank you all for watching, everybody. You guys all rock. We'll be back soon. Enjoy your night, and thanks for watching here on Popcorn Planet.
Thank you.